Good morning and welcome to nutraMetrix. If you are watching this and you are a brand new nutraMetrix health professional, I want to welcome you. And I want to tell you a little bit about what I have found in my almost 15 years with nutraMetrix to be the first things you should do when you're getting started as a brand new nutraMetrix health professional with a brand new account. And I do this from experience after working with hundreds and hundreds of accounts all over the country. There's some things that I think that you can do that are going to get you going, give you that momentum to get yourself off on the right foot with the right start. So let's just understand that you're not going to be afraid of what could go wrong. And you're going to get excited about what could go right, the people you can impact. I was talking to someone the other day, and we were talking about nutraMetrix. We were actually talking about our genetic product, and we were comparing a direct-to-consumer product to our nutraMetrix GeneSnip product. I'm a little off tangent. We have a whole learning management system just for that, and I hope that you go and you learn more about nutraMetrix GeneSnip DNA analysis. But I digress. She had said that, it seemed like the difference, or a big difference for her, was that nutraMetrix offered a program that was going to recommend supplements, and this company did not. But she was really concerned to say, well, is that what you focus on? And I was like, oh, goodness, no, because if you don't follow the pillars of health, the lifestyle principles of getting a good night's sleep, hydrating, stress management, the plate of food that you choose at each and every meal, if you're not managing all of those suboptimal complaints with your patients, it doesn't matter what supplements you take, if those principles are not already in place. And so no, we're not all about that. And what we really hope, and what I always say as I help and work with consultants, thousands and thousands of consultants, is I say that your vibe attracts your tribe. If you've been with me for a while, you'll be able to finish that sentence. So for those in the back, your vibe attracts your tribe. Really important to think about that. And the same thing's going to happen with you as a practitioner and the patients you're going to attract. And to keep the vibe up, I love what nutraMetrix provides, because it provides so much more than just a supplement line. It provides, if you use it and leverage it correctly, a whole community you can leverage, a whole collective hive mind with the same vibe that you were attracted to when you first saw this beautiful system. And so let's not be afraid of all the things that could go wrong, because there's a lot. And this is not, the title of this webinar today is not all the things you need to know as a nutraMetrix health professional. This is just the first things that you need to know. And we're hoping that you get really excited about the possibilities with us. Follow the path that we have laid out. And I really hope, if you don't have in front of you or have a copy, that you either ask your nutraMetrix consultant or get into your downloads and find out that where you can get the health professional implementation guide. Page by page, paragraph by paragraph, we laid it out for you. This is the guide that you are going to have to be able to run your nutraMetrix business. So follow that and you're going to be on the right course. I can tell you that for sure. If you haven't yet seen our implementation wheel, welcome. If you attend any presentations with me or my counterpart, Brandy Murphy, who's the Director of Sales and Training, we love to add this little diagram into just about everything we do, because we're constantly rinsing and repeating and rinsing and repeating. So if you haven't done this already, this is going to be a really great place for you to start. Number one is, what's your mindset? What do you want out of this program? Now, where are you going? First of all, what's your mission? What's your vision? When you look back 5 years from now and you said, I did it, what is that going to look like? What will you have accomplished in 5 years? It doesn't have to be just nutraMetrix specific. But what we want to do is then identify the nutraMetrix program goals that are going to fit with that mission and vision. So let me give you an example that where they don't match up. You know, I've worked with people that are like, you know what? I want to attract new patients with nutraMetrix and really build this. I could see this as a way to stand out in the marketplace. And I say, all right, that's really great. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, doc? And he says, well, I'm hoping to retire, or I hope to give this to someone else. You know what? I'm not really sure if, you know, these two things are going to match. So let's figure out a way to make these program goals so they match your mission and vision. But if you want to stand out in the marketplace and grow your practice and create some cash flow to maybe open up a second location or bring on an additional staff member, well, those goals are going to match. There's lots of goals and lots of ways that we can go ahead and make this work. And then we're going to select the products and services that are going to make sense for you. You know, there's going to be some that make sense and some that don't make sense. We have hundreds of products in our product catalog. We are a product brokerage company that lets you in on a little secret. We got more products that are going to keep coming out. New products and new products and new products and more and more and more. So what you might select today might not be the same things that you're going to give 6 months from now. We might tweak some things, but let's get started with something that's going to make sense, and let's keep it simple. Keep it very, very simple. So then we have an implementation plan we know we can stick to. Let's not bite off more than we can chew. Let's do something that's going to fit and align with the marketing that you're already doing, or something that can be very simple. It can be as easy as having, you know, a very simple handout. Let's grab this. That's more of a lifestyle handout. I have one of our TLS meal plans that you hand out to patients or you reference in one of your meetings with them. It could be, you know, sending people to a website. It could be a whole marketing and implementation process that you have within the practice. You know, we're not going to know, but it has to be something that's manageable for you. And so that's what we want to focus on. I didn't go through the whole marketing wheel, did you notice? Because I'm talking about the first 30 days. A lot of these things you should have already done in your first meetings with your nutraMetrix consultant. All right, smart people take notes. If you're watching this video and you're watching it either in your learning management system or as a recording, I want you to hit pause if you don't already have a pen and a piece of paper. All right, welcome back. I know you did it, right? So I want you to write down, what do you want to achieve in your practice over the next 5, 10, 15 years? If you could look into the future, what would it look like if you've achieved your goals that you set out to create for your practice? What's that going to look like for you? Bullet point number 2. What sets your practice apart from other practices of the same specialty? One of my favorite things to do is to leverage nutraMetrix as a key differentiator in a very crowded market space. Number 3, how do you want your staff to describe you, your services, or your practice? Working with staff, training staff, getting the marketing and messaging with staff is one of the special sauces of your nutraMetrix consultant. In our 2-day certification course, we go through this a lot with them. How to go ahead and approach people with who they are and what they do and why they do it. They're happy to go through these exercises with your staff as well. Write those answers down. Please share these with your nutraMetrix consultant. Shoot them a text right now and say, hey, let me know when you're going to have 15 minutes. I have some things I want to go over with you. They're going to be happy to discuss your vision, your dreams, your mission, and help the marketing match all of that. What are some possible things that nutraMetrix could do? Well, just to help you dream a little bit, because in the hundreds of discovery meetings that I've conducted with potential and current nutraMetrix health professionals, when I get to that question and I ask providers, you know, given that everything we're going to put time and effort into should generate some revenue, how much revenue would you like to make for your practice from nutraMetrix? Do you know how many blank stares I get back? There's some people, I just got one back the other day, $50,000. I was like, great, I can work with that. I've had some people say, $300 a month would be just peachy keen. Whatever it is, let's just make sure we don't lose money, Sarah. If we're helping people and not losing money, I'm happy to do that. There's all different types of answers, but sometimes I get blank stares. So if you're one of those that you feel like you don't really know, you don't know what the possibility could be, here's some ideas. We could liquidate the expense of hiring additional staff members to support the practice. Get with your nutraMetrix consultant. Let's crunch some numbers and figure out if hiring someone could be liquidated immediately, and that would be a real strategic move if you're feeling like you don't have enough time on your plate right now. Increase your marketing budget to bring in new patients and referrals. Facebook ads, social media marketing is still hot, but it does take some bucks. It's not as cheap as it used to be. What if we could increase that ad spend for you? Is the ROI worth it? Well, if you need to increase that ad spend, but you don't know where the money's coming from, maybe that's where nutraMetrix comes in. How about overhead? Expanding the practice into a larger facility. I remember it was about 2012 that the annual holiday party and big, holiday bonuses kind of went out of fashion. And so maybe you want to fund some staff incentives or a bonus program. And sometimes it can be as simple as a little kitty where, you perk the staff with lunch, once a month or something like that. It doesn't have to be as extravagant as you think. A little goes a long way when we're talking about staff appreciation. What about retirement funds? Maybe you're not quite where you think you might want to be. nutraMetrix might be the answer. How about getting some of that time back? Do you feel like you're burning the candle at both ends? Reducing overtime hours or increasing the available time to spend with family? nutraMetrix might be that solution. Or to take extended vacations or sabbaticals. Just helping you dream a little bit. If you feel like you're getting stuck on the dot, you're not sure what this could be, let's just dream up what you want. What do you want your typical ideal day to look like? In your first 30 days, I want you to focus on 3 things. The 80% rule. What are those products and services that you say, if I had a nickel every time someone complained about X, Y, and Z, what are those products that you could go to that would fill that 80% rule? I don't want just the one-offs and the, occasionally I see someone and they complain about this. Even if it's 1 or 2 products that you think you could talk about at almost every single patient visit because it's important to you. And then I want you to be able to present these to patients where it rolls off your tongue in a, best, better, and good scenario in our large, medium, and small product offerings. So what do I mean by that? I want, that full VIP experience. If you really feel like your, foundations of optimal health is our GeneSnip Foundations Pro Bundle, let's say, that is the best thing that is there for your patients. But you know what? If they only did anti-aging packets and omegas, that would be good. And you know what? If they only did anti-aging packets, all right, we could live with that too. So, we can pare it down based on their commitment, based on their budget, based on their willingness to try something new. And please don't try to do all the things all at once in your first 30 days. Let's focus on small implementation. Let's sell your first couple boxes of daily essentials. Let's sell your first few bundles. Get your program off the ground. Let's then do follow-up with patients so we make sure we can do reorders. We can get some patients on auto ship. Then we'll add some more products. Maybe even after that, we'll move into large implementation. We'll talk about TLS Select. We'll talk about GeneSnip. We'll talk about custom cocktails. Again, I can't stress enough. Let's keep it simple, please. In your first 30 days, please schedule a staff orientation with your nutraMetrix consultant. I really think it's important for you to be present, for you to have key staff members that are there for training, for your wellness coordinator training, so you guys can get educated. yourselves. Your wellness coordinator can get educated, staff can be educated, and therefore that you can translate that education over to your patients. Please be present so the nutraMetrix consultant doesn't feel like they're there as a rep, as a salesperson. You guys together are strategic partners. It's a partnership. So when you're bringing on board the nutraMetrix consultant and you're introducing them to the staff, you can say, staff, this is my partner, Kathy. Kathy's coming in. She's working on us with us on the implementation of nutraMetrix. nutraMetrix is important to me because I didn't have an answer for all my wellness questions for my patients. You guys know how frustrating that is for me. And so Kathy's going to help us and educate us on a system to make it a little bit easier, to help us increase a little bit of our profitability so we can hit some of those big goals that we've been talking about every single quarter. Now your staff is embracing Kathy as the nutraMetrix consultant. They're really thrilled. They're offering ideas, and we all become one big collaborative team. Create a little bit of product exposure. Patients are going to notice when something's new in the office. I promise that. Maybe it's a little product display. Maybe have an event, even if it's an online event. A poster can go a long way, and very simple brochures and handouts. Everyone loves that. And monitor weekly implementation status. Measure, monitor, adjust, and control. In that health professional implementation guide, if you're the type of person that's like me, I write a to-do list every single day. My first task is always write to-do list, just so I have something to check off. We have a check-off list right there for you with your initial setup, setting up your annual renewal, setting up your website, assigning your business volume. We have little videos inside your learning management system to be able to help you with this as well. If this doesn't look familiar to you, again, please get with your nutraMetrix consultant. Make sure you're going through these initial account setup checklists. Shouldn't take more than about a half hour, maybe 45-minute trainings. You might want to split it up into 2 different sessions if that's a bit too much for your schedule. And please become familiar with your unfranchised business account. This is the back end of your nutraMetrix account. You're going to put in your email address and your unique password that just should be for you and your staff. And this is where you're going to place orders, access downloads, more trainings. This is where you're going to access our nutraMetrix clinical reference guide. This is where you're going to get your password protected, locked up GeneSnip 144-page report if you're implementing GeneSnip in your practice. Great place to go. I want you to become familiar with this. Some more things like an education and marketing checklist. You might want some ID cards, posters. You might want to set up patient education support with your protocols and regimens. We have lots of different staff trainings, but in the first 30 days, please at least schedule out for the first quarter the staff 1, 2, 3 trainings. Again, your nutraMetrix consultant should be contacting you with this. And we have ongoing support. So look out for emails from us, nutraMetrix@nutrametrix.com. Might want to make sure that your email provider is not whitelisting our emails and blocking those and they're going to spam. So take a look there and make sure that they're not going there because we would love to hear from you. We believe in your dreams. You believe in your dreams. Let's together make your dreams a reality with nutraMetrix Custom Health Solutions. You're off to a great start. We can't wait to continue to support you.